Stop it. Don't delude yourself. USA, USA, USA.
Let's all do the Pledge of Allegiance to start off the show.
Yeah. And then we'll play the national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America. To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God.
Indivisible.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
America!
Woo!
America!
So, do we have a time? Is it 4:30 or is it 8:30?
I think our time, our game is 7:40 tomorrow. So 8:40 you guys. So, okay. So we'll be like, it's not something that you have to wake up ridiculously early for, like the Canada game.
Well, I just woke up today at about 12:30. So
it's because you're a piece of shit and you just didn't sleep over last night.
I'm still itchy from your fucking dog.
I don't know how. I think you smoke
either.
crack.
I don't know what's going on.
Fucking Jazz. He's allergic to Jazz.
Yeah, Nikki's allergic to Jazz and doesn't have this much problems. I just think he had pussyitis.
That's what I think too, low-key. I'm starting to realize that.
1 second, the loudest fucking bit.
In the Miami airport?
It sounds like it at this point.
Oh, man.
I can't believe that's what the other side of the room looks like. I can't believe that. That is not how I thought that room looked like at all.
Yeah.
Like, not even a little bit. That's where you've been the whole time? Who's that right there? That's
where
like 10 feet away.
Where are you? What building?
I'm in the student center.
Okay.
We should start having specific conversations so Cyro says like super weird, out of context stuff.
That'd be really fun. I mean, today, if anyone was listening, I was like arguing with Luke about G League players. It's probably the most random conversation because I'm also like screeching, so like it's not like I care. So like I was like yelling.
You're just really loud right now.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
not like when we were talking about G League players earlier.
I was also doing it to get these people to move. Because sometimes when I'm here and I want people to move, I just talk louder than I normally would just to piss people off. So they get up and they move because they're like, well, I don't want to sit next. They're like, I don't want to sit next to this guy anymore. So, but I feel like it's like people are talking up here. Like people are genuinely talking up here, and this is part of the reason
that you're fine then.
Yeah, so either way, Jackson saw last night. I got to talk to one of my professors, but we might be in the studio maybe in a week or two.
Oh, that would be nice.
It's back.
All right, so USA.
Also, who's vacuuming? Who's vacuuming?
Fucking Wade is or Ashton.
Oh, that's you. Wait, Luke, that's you.
Luke, can we explain something? You live in a house that has hardwood floors. There's no need to be vacuuming. You fucking sweep or you Swifter.
I have a mop.
Or a mop.
It's like a spray mop thing.
You don't need a vacuum.
That is true.
It's just the rug. Just the rug.
Yeah, it's literally if you vacuum.
Well, you vacuum a rug.
Yeah, but if you vacuum a hardwood floor, you're not vacuuming. You're not cleaning it. You're not cleaning the floor. The floor.
That's but you vacuum the rug.
Yeah, I also decided.
You vacuum the rug. That's what you use the vacuum for.
I decided on a rug, guys. I
got a fucking $1,000 Persian rug.
No, I decided on a Moroccan.
Oh, pussy.
It's honestly, it just went aesthetically better with my condo.
Yeah, but it's not better.
Expensive? Where are you buying it?
I'm buying it off of Amazon. It was $200.
Oh shit! Well, rugs in general aren't cheap. I feel like people forget.
Yeah, it depends on the rug.
Yeah.
I didn't expect.
Hacking the Cyro on account. Write that down.
I thought you were like just typing in your password.
No, he gave me.
No, I know it's the thing.
Yeah, it gave me. It's the thing. It's the butt.
Yeah, you're right, Cyro. You hit it.
Bro, no,
Those are uppercase, bro.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't?
matter. No. Are you retarded?
I don't know. I think it does. I think it depends.
I think you were dropped as a baby.
I think it depends.
I think you were dropped as a child.
Can you click it?
Go Mariners, Jackson. Go Mariners.
Yeah. Go
Dude,
Cubs,
how'd you know you went to Oh, dude. Okay, here we go.
What do you mean? It's a Mariners hat.
I went to the Marlins game.
What do you mean?
He's wearing
Yeah, you went to the Marlins game. That's my team. That's my favorite team.
All right, so this is
it actually?
guys.
Yeah.
No, it's not, because that would make 0 sense.
No, it is. You want to know why? Because I fucking hate Derek Jeter, and I felt bad for him. Felt bad for them because he traded away all their best players, and I didn't give a shit about baseball.
Okay,
what about my rug? Okay. What about my rug, guys?
It is a nice rug.
I don't really sense Moroccan from it, but it is nice.
Well, the style is known as Moroccan, so you can suck my left hand about it.
I'm actually getting more of an Amsterdam, Netherlands feel.
There is an Amsterdam rug I was looking at. I was looking at an Amsterdam rug. So fucking joke's on you. Also, these people who walked
jokes
by
on you, you fucking piece of shit.
People in the fucking world. They were like, it's 3 people who walked by and they talked as if they were a congregation. Did you hear them?
They're speaking. Yeah, like I can hear them right now. Or I did earlier.
It was just 3 girls.
It was pretty loud.
It was pretty fucking loud. They talked louder than a fucking sermon.
Yeah. They're trying to preach.
You haven't seen the Righteous Gemstones yet, have you?
I've just seen like a few clips in some episodes.
For a Danny McBride guy, you're not a true Danny McBride fan. It seems.
Shut the fuck up.
You like Danny McBride, but you haven't seen Righteous Gemstones?
Yeah, I've seen like a few episodes, like because I know like Walton Goggins is like plays an old guy, and it's funny.
Yes, it's funny. And then what's his face from the Big Lebowski is in it? Is the dad John Goodman? Yeah,
and fucking what's this dude from Workaholics is in it too?
Adam Devine, yes. He eventually I'll spoil it. I can't say it, but yeah.
All right,
I actually really don't like Adam Devine's character. Like he's probably the least likable out of all of them because
he just plays the same character he plays in every other thing that he's in.
Think I don't get it. So out of all the 3 guys,
he plays the same character in every movie.
Let me finish this. Out of Workaholics and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, it's weird that Adam Devine and Charlie Day are the 2 guys that are most successful because out of all those actors, all 6, 7 of them, they can't actually act. They can only act one role, and that's what they play in everything else.
As themselves.
Except
even in the Mario Brothers movie, it's still Charlie Day just as Luigi.
Yeah,
they just dressed him up as Luigi, but it's still Charlie Day.
But like the thing is who was I just comparing him to?
Adam Devine and Charlie Day.
Adam Devine plays the same thing where he's like like snappy, like sassy, almost borderline gay,
way too confident for like the fact that he's like a pussy.
And he's also feminine. He's like somewhat feminine. He's like a masculine, feminine guy. That's what he is. He's an irrationally confident, masculine, feminine dude. That's what his role is. That is his entire role.
And Charlie Day is just like some like dumb, like humble guy who just gets shit on.
No, he's a nice 35-year-old guy who has like extreme ADHD. That's his role.
Yeah, and he just gets shit on.
He plays. He gets shit on for everything. Oh yeah, let's just move over to Jason Tatum though.
Yeah.
So Jason Tatum in a recent
good talk.
Yeah, but Jason Tatum in a recent report with The Messenger, I don't know what the fuck The Messenger is, but Jeff Goodman of The Messenger said that, Jason Tatum says he only recently felt a connection with Boston. He's like, I'm a St. Louis kid. Now I'm part of Boston. I really feel a connection just recently with the city and the people of Boston. What have you been doing for the last fucking 7 years, dude? And Jason Tatum
it's Boston, bro.
Can we agree? All right, first off, do someone
out of a hard city to
who did somebody compare Paul Pierce to? Somebody compared somebody today to Paul Pierce.
Jason Tatum's been compared with Paul Pierce's entire career.
I mean, Jason Tatum at this point is following Paul Pierce's footsteps.
Yeah.
But like also Paul Pierce is like way overrated. Like Paul Pierce was never top 10. Paul Pierce.
No. He was not better than Dwayne Wade as much as he will like to tell you that. He was not better than Dwayne Wade. Now, he won a championship. He's a finals MVP. He's a Hall of Famer. whatever. Yeah, he did all those things, but he was never like a top 10 player in the league. He was
Dude,
always on the outside. Kevin Garnett was the best player on that Celtics team.
Somebody compared Paul Pierce to it might have been James Harden, or I don't know.
James Harden was way better than Paul Pierce ever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, who did they talk? They compared Paul Pierce as a player who, on any given night, he could drop 50 and go toe to toe with the best player in the league. But then at the same time, in the same season, he would just shit the bed for like 3 games in a row. You'd be like, "Oh, that's Paul Pierce." Like,
yeah, I mean that is Paul Pierce. I love Paul Pierce. Pierce.
Who did they compare him to? They compared a modern day player, like a modern day player who's like 30-year-old right now, and they said like he's kind of like Paul Pierce, where like if he's the number 1 option on your team, you're like they're not contenders.
Paul George?
But yes, Paul George. I think maybe it was Paul George.
Guessing.
I don't know.
Sounds like Paul George.
I think it's Paul George, where they're like on any given night, Paul George can literally be the best basketball player on the floor going against, a top 5 MVP candidate like a Shea, like a LeBron, you know what I mean? And they could like carry you in a playoffs, but they can't be the best player on a championship team.
I mean, maybe, I don't know.
Paul Pierce was not the best player on his championship team.
No, he was not.
It was Kevin Garnett.
He was not. Kevin Garnett was 100% the best player on that team.
And you might argue that Ray Allen and Rajon Rondo were better.
No, I won't say that.
Dude, Rajon Rondo in the playoffs,
playoff Rondo was elite, but
playoff
peak Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce at his peak was better.
Peak playoff Rondo versus peak playoff Paul Pierce. Dude, the Celtics won the 08 championship because of Rajon Rondo.
I'm low-key taking Rondo. Playoff Rondo is insane. But I'm talking about through their entire careers.
I don't think there's ever been a bad playoff for Rondo.
I'm saying through their entire career, not just playoffs, just in general. I'm saying Paul Pierce is a better player. Come on now, you know that. You know that. You know you're lying to yourself if you don't think that that's true. Now, Ray Allen is better than Paul Pierce. I'll say that throughout his entire career. But I will not. Rondo did not have a better career than Paul Pierce. Come on, you're lying to yourself if you think that.
Who's got more rings?
That doesn't mean shit. Robert Horry is 7. Robert Horry is 7, bro. What's your point?
Robert Horry is one of the GOATs.
Oh, stop it. Would you rather? Oh, here's the thing though. Would you rather have the career of Gilbert Arenas or Robert Horry?
Gilbert Arenas, bro.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
Exactly.
No, that's because
Gilbert Arenas made
$200 million, and he also won the lottery.
Yeah, that's what he said about.
Dude,
that's
Gilbert
what he said.
Arenas won the lottery twice since retiring from the NBA.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he'd rather. He said because he always streams or whatever. Like goes live on YouTube. He was because Robert Horry was called him out or something on his show because fucking Gilbert Arenas said he'd rather have James Harden's career than Robert Horry. Which anyone would.
I think more. So I was listening to an article. So let's just before we get to the next topic, I was listening to a good article, and back in the day, everyone used to want as many rings as they want. More and more NBA players, the younger guys. I'm not saying they don't care about winning championships, but there's a great point by David Aldridge. They only care to win one. That they're it seems like a lot more guys are chasing personal fulfillment or generational wealth over winning,
which is totally fine.
It's totally fine. But back in the days, guys used to just try to get as many rings as there. But a lot of guys are Fred VanVleet. He's I already got my one ring. He's I'm cool leaving Toronto. Which
they weren't going to win anytime soon. So.
I know, but it's rare where a guy who is an NBA champion would be oh yeah, I'll leave a playoff team to go to one of the worst teams in the league.
But then you realize that team is in a state that does not have income tax, and he got the bag.
I know. That's why I'm saying people are choosing personal fulfillment and other things. It used to be I only go to winning teams.
Yeah, no, that's not the case, which is totally fine.
Usually you don't want to go to a losing team, especially young, just because of competency, and you don't want to be a bust, even if you're a super good talent.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's been cool to see. I mean, the Rockets were never a dysfunctional I mean, maybe some people think that, but like, Houston's a big city, and we're getting back. We're getting back here. Good for Houston.
The big Rockets fan.
Huge Rockets fan.
You abandoned the Bulls.
No, I'm a huge Bulls fan. I hate covering teams I like because I think it takes the fun out of it. So,
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Bulls games. But we like actually like rarely talk Bulls ever on this. I feel like we haven't been relevant for like 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah, there's not much to talk about with the Bulls.
It's like Chicago sports in general. It's pretty crazy. Once I graduated high school, we all went to shit.
Hey, the Cubs got that World Series though.
I mean, do you remember?
Cubs got that World Series though.
No, the Cubs got the World Series. We're about to win another one this year, and then the Bears were like
half of
one
Chicago's
of the best
next
defenses.
generation was born that was conceived that night.
Pretty much, but the Bears had one of the best defenses of the last 10 years, and then I forget
they
that
lost.
Kicker's name.
There was a
Cody Parkey.
Dude, I'm surprised that many people care about baseball.
It's America's pastime.
It's just like it's a dying sport, and it's like it is. Even though I like baseball, but the only reason why I like
until like 6 months ago.
No, it's like 4 years ago, because I remember when I became a Marlins fan because my family we went to Florida for the vacation.
Okay, first off, baseball's dying in America. Like that's statistically proven.
So yes,
football and baseball are two sports that are dying.
They're dying for two different reasons.
Yeah, football is like an
brain damage.
Yeah, football we won't notice it. We won't notice it until we have kids, where we'll be like, "Oh wow, a lot less kids play football." The NFL doesn't want you to know that, but like that's what's
gonna happen.
That's what's gonna happen. That's why you're noticing more and more free football clinics because they're kids aren't
dude, Ryan, right? Like big, his parents didn't let him play football, and he's like a big fucking guy. Like he would have been a good football player, but they didn't let him play.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So like more and more people, and then baseball isn't dying. I think baseball has more growth technically than football.
Baseball's growing a lot overseas.
Overseas. Like literally, I talked to a guy at the summer league, and he's like, "Oh, your family's from Argentina." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Just so you know," he's like, "Argentina is like considered one of the top countries to keep an eye out for in the next 15 years to become just as good as Japan with their pitchers." They're like, supposedly their technique in Argentina is like insane. That they're throwing like only like low 70s. Low 80s, high 70s, but the technique is like insane. And they said in the next 15 years, Argentina could be like Japan in baseball pitching. No, that's literally, I heard that from a baseball scout.
Is he Argentinian?
No, he's like American. He was just like, I mentioned that. I know, because I told him, I was like, Argentina, like every year I go, there's more and more baseball fields. He's like, "Oh, you want to hear a weird fact?" He's like, "Yeah, the baseball scouting community." He's like, "We're all keeping an eye out on Argentina because we expect the next great Hispanic pitchers to be coming out of Argentina."
It would be great if the next era of baseball was finesse like that, like it used to be, as opposed to like the human body isn't designed to hit 100-mile-per-hour fastballs for 6 straight months.
Well, everybody. That's why everybody gets TJ now.
Yeah, exactly. So like, if the next,
we're just throwing so much harder.
If Argentina's throwing 75-mile-per-hour knuckle curves, like I'm all for it. Yeah, I'm all for that.
But if the thing is like, then you're not.
Baseball somehow succeeded in convincing all these Latin American and Asian countries to like fucking switch over to baseball. But like, and the NBA has successfully broken into Africa, broken into Europe, and literally grown the sport of basketball. That like, it's literally the most popular sport behind cricket and soccer.
But like Japan had already Japan's number one sport is baseball.
Let me finish this, Luke. Let me finish this though, Luke. Football. Why do you think football is so obsessed with breaking into Europe with Germany? Like they're obsessed, and they're like going to Africa now, specifically Nigeria and stuff like that. Is because they're running out of not they're running out, but they're aware they're going to run out, and that they need to create more pipelines because the quality of athletes is going to drop in the next generation.
They're just going to play basketball and soccer.
That's what you literally hear more and more fucking basketball players go like, "Yeah, I actually like football more, but like the money," they're like,
"I don't have to get hit in the head for a living."
Yeah, they're like, they're like, I can make my entire NFL career salary playing 2 years of professional basketball instead of being a special teamers.
Yeah, like fucking great.
Like literally, I think minimum salary in the NBA.
Baseball is like
you become a veteran in the NBA at 4 years, and the veteran minimum contract is 3. In the NBA, 4 years you're a veteran, and once you're a veteran, your minimum contract right now is almost $4 million. The NFL, the veteran minimum is $800,000.
Yeah. I thought it was like 750, but I guess it went up.
I think it's no. I think it is 750. I rounded up. I rounded up.
But
isn't that insane?
Fucking
like 1 year
in baseball, it's like you're not a professional.
Also,
you are professional, but
NBA is fully guaranteed.
Yeah, baseball, it's like there's like at least until you enter like when you get past arbitration, and then you can sign big money deals.
Yeah, fuck that.
But baseball is really bad when it comes to like fucking guys over for their earliest because they get a fat signing bonus. But the problem is like their salary's really low because they're playing in the minors. So, and then like what they'll do is they'll like manipulate service time. Like they'll call them up to the major leagues for a little bit, and they'll send them back down so that they can just keep them longer under team control, so they don't have to fucking they can pay them less in arbitration. That's what they do all the time.
So the Lakers promised Anthony Davis that he would play less minutes this year at the center position, and it is expected that Rui Hachimura is the starting power forward in between LeBron and Anthony Davis, with Christian Wood being, I guess, the sixth man at this point. What is your guys' thoughts and why?
I mean, that makes sense. Rui looked really good sometimes towards the end of last season, and like him already being there gives him an advantage over Christian Wood to start. So it makes sense.
Yeah, I think Christian Wood is more like number 12 or 13 on the Lakers. I mean, it's September 7th. Mm-hmm. I don't think he'll have any role whatsoever on the Lakers next season. That's worthwhile. I mean, he's not a good basketball player. Like, he's a good basketball player in the sense of if we played one-on-one, it'd take me a long time to score, or get a stop or a rebound. He's better than me. But he doesn't contribute. It's crazy because, like, you'll have, like, non-Rocket and non-Maverick fans try to convince themselves that Christian Wood's, like, you know, a really good player that just is going to, like, the wrong teams, when in reality, like, then he joins your team and he plays and you're like, oh, like, he can score, but his impact on our team is more detrimental than it is beneficial. And just like Russell Westbrook, if there's going to be somebody who can, like, change that, it's going to be LeBron. LeBron gets people paid. So I would imagine LeBron probably makes this as good as it possibly could be, but I don't think he has any role on the Lakers at the start, especially. I don't know who he'd play ahead of. It's not Jared Vanderbilt. It's not AD. It's not Rui.
Actually, it is probably Jared Vanderbilt. Jared Vanderbilt's probably the defensive specialist, and what's-his-face is probably the offensive guy. I honestly think Christian Wood's their sixth man. He'll fight with probably D'Lo or Gabe Vincent. Let's be honest.
No way.
If Gabe Vincent's their sixth man, they're not going anywhere. If Christian Wood or Gabe Vincent's their sixth man, they're not going anywhere.
Gabe Vincent might start for the fucking Lakers. Oh my god!
You guys don't believe it?
No.
No, fuck no.
I'll match D'Lo's final year contract of how little I buy that.
You guys are assholes.
It's D'Angelo Russell. What do you mean? It's Gabe Vincent or D'Angelo Russell. What are you talking about?
I feel like you're underestimating Gabe Vincent.
There's a clear better player.
Bro, you're just underestimating D'Angelo Russell. You know he's a better player.
This isn't Killian Hayes. I know he's lefty. This isn't Killian Hayes. This is
D'Angelo Russell.
You're gonna disrespect my man Killian Hayes?
Yes.
That's exactly what he's doing. In this particular example, yeah, that's what I was going for.
Fuck you. I will say that. But no, I'm definitely curious to see, like, how this will all, like, figure out. Because when you look at, like, a guy like Killian Hayes,
what's this average team gonna do next year?
I actually think this team is deeper than the team that went to the Western Conference Finals. Like,
that team kind of got hot at the right time and got lucky that the 2 seed.
Oh wow! Wow! Who was the 2 seed? Was it Sacramento?
Memphis.
Memphis,
Sacramento
that's what it
was
was.
3 seed, and they lost to the fucking 6-seeded Warriors.
I know.
This
I
team didn't
know.
even come close against the Nuggets. I'm supposed to believe they can meaningfully do something? No.
mean,
You're
sometimes when-
completely wrong with that statement. I just want to throw that out there. The
Which
Lakers,
statement?
didn't they have the lead in every single fourth quarter they played?
And they lost
and
all
not
of them.
against was it against
So-
the Denver Nuggets?
They choked
Yeah.
against the Nuggets. No, I think they choked before the fourth quarter in a couple of the games. But I know
Okay,
they
so-
choked in every game. Like every single game they had a lead, they choked.
So it was close.
I mean, I guess if you consider choking a good thing, they lost. They got swept. Like,
I'm
Well,
trying
yeah,
to find-
and it wasn't a
I don't-
successful series.
yeah, but it's like the one thing that the Lakers have going for them is that they have the greatest basketball player that's ever lived on their team. So, like, I mean, when you have him, I guess you have
Christian Wood.
Gabe Vincent.
Now they have the two best players
No,
to ever
it's
play basketball.
Hillbilly
Gabe Vincent
Cody.
and Christian Wood. And I guess
Billy
some guy
Kobe.
named LeBron, too.
The Lakers had a great sneaky offseason with guys like Gabe
did.
Vincent and
Where did
even
they
like
get
at the
this
end of
money?
last year.
No, I want to know where they got this money from. Where did this money come
Well,
from?
Russell Westbrook gets paid like $40 million to play basketball, and they got rid
That's
of
a
him.
lot of money.
That is true. That is true. I didn't even think about that. Can we
But
agree,
I would
like, we
imagine
were wrong
Los
if-
Angeles.
And nobody tried to sign Austin Reeves. So they didn't have to match any offers.
Yeah, which is really, really weird.
I
Wasn't
know.
there a team that like wanted to give him
So
25 a year?
both the Houston Rockets and supposedly the Spurs were the closest. The Spurs considered giving him 20 to 25 million a year.
So you get the Lakers would match.
I'm
Yeah,
so glad
just
the
to
Rockets
see.
didn't do that.
I think they should have done what the Rockets did with
Should have done what they should have done the Allen Crabbe
the Jock
situation.
Landale, where they only guarantee the first year and they pay him a higher yearly salary, but it's only guaranteed for the first year, so it gives them year by year flexibility.
Raphael
Well, I was
Stone's
just
pushing
saying
more
they
flexibility.
do an Allen Crabbe and then they force the Lakers to match and then the Lakers trade him to them in the season.
It's also possible.
That would have been
amount of-
funny.
D2 basketball players that got signed by European teams is unreal. Of course, all the guys who had like statistically and not like were like statistical outliers who were absolutely like animals were the ones that got picked up. What
By
were your
European
thoughts on-
teams.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on Liam Robbins?
Oh, I like him. 7-footer, good offensive
Yeah.
player.
Good offensive
I was talking
player.
about him earlier. Didn't he sign somewhere though?
I don't right now. He's not. I'm right now checking on Real GM.
He had an Exhibit 10 deal, I think.
Did he? It
I
says
looked
he
him
didn't-
up earlier.
He didn't play. He didn't play summer league.
All right. This is from June 23rd. Liam Robbins signed with the New Orleans Pelicans that they're going undrafted in Thursday night's draft. That was in June. So he did sign with the Pelicans. He was also first team All SEC, so he doesn't count.
Does he actually?
Yeah, he was for Vanderbilt.
Right.
So he like
What about Bryant Thomas?
who?
Bryant Thomas.
I don't know who this is. Where did he play?
Dude, I've also like dug into the D2 hole because I'm trying to find like some D2 guys.
Bryant Thomas, not Thomas Bryant.
Not Thomas Bryant. Bryant Thomas.
Bro, I cannot find. Oh, from Charlotte. Oh, okay. Oh my God! I clicked on his page at Charlotte, and you know what it did? It fucking took me to Thomas Bryant.
Where did it take you?
I'm trying
did
to click
take you
on
to
the
Thomas
page to
Bryant?
Charlotte. I'm trying
This
to
guy's
click on
from-
his page to go to Charlotte, but I can't find it. So, what about this guy? What does he do that's good?
Just watch him.
Bryant Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I can't even find him on College Basketball Reference.
Brian Thomas, I found him. I don't know how
Brian
you
Thomas? Oh, you said I thought you said Bryant.
Bryant, like Thomas Bryant, but flipped.
I can't find him on College Basketball Reference.
Okay, we'll go to Real GM because his stats are on Real GM.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Who the fuck is this guy?
He's got good stats though.
I'm gonna find Thomas Bryant. I guarantee it. Oh, Bryant Thomas. He went to Carson Newman. Wow. He transferred from Charlotte after 10 games.
Jackson just has no idea what we're doing.
Cyro, he's all right. 14 a game. Not awful. Where's his rebounds? Like 7. How tall is he? Okay. His stats don't jump out to me, but I guess I can watch him. Wow. These are just some fucking ridiculous. How do you find these guys? D2? I'm not even the degenerate like that. I just know D1 ball.
There's no D1 ball. Shout out Torvik.
What?
Torvik.
What about Torvik? Torvik doesn't track D2 stats.
Yeah, it does.
Since when?
I don't know, man, but I've been pulling these boys up from Torvik.
Wait a second. Since when does Torvik track D2 stats?
Dude, your boy's been pulling some guys out from D2. A lot of them are from Baltimore, Maryland.
Hey, wait. How? Where is it on Torvik's page?
Just go to division and you press division 2.
There's only conference. There's no division unless I go player stats. Oh my god, I do have D2 player stats, yeah. That's fucking lit. That's how you find all these goats. Oh my god, why did it not go to D2?
There's like a lot of good D2 basketball players.
I'm just looking at the fucking what's their freaking rating called? The Portmagatu exclamation mark. You know, the thing that they use, the one number that they have to rank players.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like the.
Okay, I put together a decent list that we're gonna have to go over in a bit. But let's go back.
We're at the show right now.
What did you guys think of Trey Murphy?
How long was he? How long is he
right
out?
now? At least a slight tear is what we're hearing. A slight tear could be 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, so not terrible.
What's your guys' thoughts, Jackson? How bad do you think this is? I mean, if you're James Wiseman, you missed 18 months because of a meniscus tear, and if you're Derrick Rose, your career ended.
Well, I mean, it's not very good for him. I mean, you obviously don't want to see guys get injured, but I mean, I'm sure they have enough pieces to pick up. They'll be fine without him. Obviously, it's not like Trey Murphy's going to be a.
They have Jordan Hawkins, but can we talk about how good of a drafting organization they are?
If it's a 4 to 6
yeah, but they can't
injury,
keep any of their fucking players though.
6 to 8 weeks.
He'll literally be
at least. We don't know if he needs surgery or not. They're keeping it close to the chest.
Yeah, so that's 6 to 8 weeks smells. That 6 to 8 weeks smells like bullshit.
It is 2023.
So what are your guys' thoughts?
They can clear up an ACL in less than a year now. So
I mean, you're not supposed to. More and more guys are actually bucking that trend. It's called the Adrian Peterson effect, and people are actually trying to stop doing that, and they're now taking in the NBA Jamal Murray and other guys would rather take 18 months than come back in 9.
And just be like AP.
Yeah.
I mean, AP played till he was 40?
Do you guys think Trey Murphy is an all-star, and how significant do you think this injury is to their lineup?
He's not. Did you ask if we think he's an all-star? Is that what I just heard? What?
Did the 14 3-1 guy, is he an all-star?
What type of Pelicans promo is this? What the fuck? Hell no.
Yeah, I think they're fucked, dude. They're losing all-star Trey Murphy.
Oh my god, they're losing all-star Trey Murphy. How are they?
I will go as far to say is I'm more concerned about Trey Murphy III's injury than I am for the future of Zion Williamson as a New Orleans Pelican.
Really?
No.
I was about to say, I was like, okay. It's like, come on. Oh my god. It's like this team can't even keep Zion happy. Although to be fair, Zion has done a bunch of shit recently. He loves porn stars, man. What can I say?
Yeah. Well, if Trey can come back healthy, he could overtake Zion as the star.
Trey
in the
Murphy,
world.
Trey Murphy, future All-Star. You heard it here first, Jackson.
I mean, that wouldn't shock me in the slightest. I mean, he's not an All-Star right now.
Do you think Trey Murphy? Do you think Trey Murphy is an All-Star? No.
I don't think he was last year, but did you guys know the only person who had a bigger jump in offensive production in terms of points? So Trey Murphy went from, what he averaged his rookie year. He increased by 9.1 points per game. The only other player who had a higher increase in scoring output, guess what his name was?
Pascal.
Lauri Markkanen, who won Most Improved Player of the Year. The only person who had a higher scoring jump.
He improved from like 5 or whatever.
5.4 in 13.
Yeah,
to like being a 15 points.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard to improve from 5 if you're a good young player who can develop.
If your minutes go up 20 plus,
yeah, like
it's a lot easier to score.
Trey Murphy is not an All-Star. I hate to break it to you. Good player though.
Maybe in a couple of years he'll get a couple.
Good.
Looked like he could at the end of the year. He's dropping 30 like it was his job.
We'll see. Good player though.
Yeah. No,
Jesus fucking Christ, Cyro. Francis Okoro, A10. I actually don't know if he was an all conference though. I don't think he was all conference.
No, we're gonna have to go through this list I just sent and take off a bunch of guys.
Yeah. I don't think he was all conference. No, he wasn't.
Who?
Shout out. Francis Okoro, not all conference in the A10.
Are you sure? Yeah, no, I checked that one.
Good.
How many of these names are you shocked by?
What do you mean? I know most of them. Well, actually, hold on a second. I didn't see all of them. So, some of these guys, I don't know who the fuck they are, dude. What? I don't know who most of these guys are. I'm going to be honest with you.
I went deep, bro. I went deep.
I know Francis Okoro. I know Liam Robbins. I know Kevin Marfo and Myron Gardner. I don't know who the fuck anybody else is.
For people who don't know what I'm doing, this is if anyone understood what this list meant right now, they'd be shocked.
What do you mean?
It's just like they don't know what this means, but this list has a bunch of names that matter.
Someone might recognize some of them.
Dude, I'm so sad Liam Robbins isn't there, but I'm really good. I really like the Myron Gardner.
Yeah, I like him.
But also, half this list will probably be taken off because they won't meet the criteria, or they'll be signed because Real GM hasn't updated. Like Liam Robbins, Real GM said he wasn't signed, but now it's saying that you're telling me he's signed. So
I literally saw an article from a Vanderbilt website, multiple, talking about how he signed with them from the
it says Pelicans. In June.
Yeah,
all the people.
Yeah, exactly. So
it says. Did he play in Summer League?
Maybe he didn't make the roster. But, they did sign him. So, either way, that means he was under contract with an NBA team at some point.
Yeah, no, completely.
So, that don't work.
Trying to see. Let's do games. And the whole thing is he didn't play in Summer League.
So, but it said that he signed a contract. So if that means that he signed a contract at any point, that doesn't work. Because it specifically said under any point. So it doesn't really work for us, unfortunately.
Well, I'm gonna inquire. What do you call it? Pelicans salary.
What'd you say?
I'm checking the Pelicans salary cap to see if they don't have him on their salary cap sheet according to Spot Rack.
Huh. Well, that's interesting.
It's so weird.
That is weird.
We can always put a list that we're like as unknown, contract status unknown. And I just sent it. I was like, hey, we really like this guy, but we couldn't get, like, we saw reports that said he signed a deal, but like he wasn't on a training summer league roster. He's not currently listed on the training camp roster, you know. And just ask him because he probably thinks Liam Robbins is good too.
Yeah, he probably likes him. But wait a second, he doesn't fit the criteria anyway. We've been over this. He was first team All SEC.
Oh yeah, we can't even do him.
He was one of the All SEC teams. So that shit don't work. Oh,
I'm back. Let's do Pirtle.
Hurdle and then Hoop Grids.
Yes, Luke, your favorite.
My favorite games. Dude, the one that we got the other day was fucking insane. I don't know if we can ever top that.
Is this Trey Murphy?
Trey Murphy.
Wow. No way. No way.
No.
There's no way they would do that. But he did play for the Pelicans. Is that Ish?
No.
Nice. It also looked like
I thought it was
shorter
Josh
hair Herb
Hart.
Jones.
I was gonna say Josh Hart.
I just saw the big ass forehead and was like, Ish.
I don't know how you knew that was his forehead, but good for you.
It's his hair. I know Ish has that hair.
Looks like he has a very normal forehead.
All right.
I
Oh shit!
think-
I pretty sure I did this one already.
Man.
Lou Amundsen. Lou Amundsen played for 5 different teams in Knicks. No, 5 different teams in Knicks, not JJ Redick's teammate. I don't think he played with.
Dude,
JJ.
I did not realize Lou Amundsen played that for that long.
Amundsen played for a shit ton of teams, like 7 or 8.
Who's
I think he could have worked.
Was there no Zeller played on the Bucks? Right?
What about Keon Dooling? That works. That's who I had earlier in this one. I think I did do this one. I think I had Lou Amundsen for a different one.
Jake Crowder.
For the Bucks.
It's Steve Novak for Bucks in 5 different teams.
No, that's too common.
No, it's not. For Bucks in 5 different teams, trust me, it's not.
Wow.
Bam, I fucking told you. Everybody thinks of him for the Knicks and the Spurs. Nobody thinks of him for like the Raptors and the Bucks and like who the fuck else did he play for? Oh, Knicks Heat would be Tony Douglas and Knicks Kings would be Langston Galloway, the best backcourt of all time.
Knicks Heat,
Tony Douglas. Knicks Kings, Langston Galloway, the best backcourt in the history of the league.
Okay. Bucks Heat. I'm trying to think of a really good one right here. Ooh. Would Ben Udro be too? Ben Udro be too?
You could
common?
try. He would try. It's probably less common than So you could do that. That's a good one. Bino Udry. Ilyasova ever played for the Kings? I don't think he did.
Who's the other one?
No.
Who's the other one? Not Ilyasova, but like the other guy who was foreign.
That the Bucks had?
Yeah, similar play style. I used to mix
Papagios?
No, dude, that's not even close.
Kosta Kukis never played for the Bucks.
What's wrong with that one?
But Cyro, he was like a taller Mike, Mike Dunleavy.
He was a taller Georges Niang.
Yeah, he was like a taller Mike Dunleavy. Fuck. Would Mike Dunleavy work? Or would Shavlik Randolph work for this? Would Shavlik Randolph work?
How shocked were you that I pulled out Shavlik Randolph the other day?
Stunned. Even I forget that he was in the league. And he played for the fucking Celtics. And
Brian Cardinal.
Oh, Ty Corbin? Did he ever play for the Bucks? Oh, damn. This is hard.
Dude, what happened to Tyrone Wallace?
I don't know. Okay, hold on. Who the fuck was an old... We got to think of some old scrub that played for the Kings and Bucks. Fuck. This is hard. This is hard. Kings and Bucks.
I also didn't know George Karl was the coach of the Bucks when they were good.
Yeah, they had Ray Allen.
Dude, I forgot Darvin Ham played for the Bucks.
Yeah, he did. Did he play for the Kings though?
No.
What about gotta think of some shit Bucks guys.
I'm trying to think.
We gotta think of some shit. What about wait, did Darnell Jackson play for both these teams? KU legend. Try Darnell Jackson. Try Darnell Jackson. KU legend. National champion. Bang!
Are we the most popular?
What? We had a pretty good score.
Let's see what our score was.
Darnell Jackson, bang!
Number 66.
Oh, I just remembered.
No, that's
the guys.
Coop
The guys
Street
that I
number.
couldn't remember. The guys that I couldn't remember. I used Keon Dooling for a Heat and JJ Redick teammate. And as I did do this one earlier, I did Matt Barnes for 5 different teams. I did Ryan Hollins for JJ Redick and Kings. I did Lou Amundsen, Tony Douglas, and Langston Galloway and Steve Novak. And then I did Jerry Stackhouse for fucking Heat Bucks.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Damn. That was a really good one. That's probably our best ever.
That was probably our best. I couldn't remember who I had for Heat Bucks. And it was
we
Jerry
had like
Stackhouse.
3 or 4 diamonds.
Yeah, because I forgot that Jerry Stackhouse for a second.
I hit you with the Carlos Arroyo because I knew Carlos Arroyo was on the.
Yeah, that was a better one than what I had because I had Matt Barnes and Keon Dooling. I had Matt Barnes for J5, and then I used Keon Dooling for the Heat, and he wasn't like as good as Carlos Arroyo was. Or they were about the same. But Keon Dooling was way better than Matt Barnes. All right. Well, I probably will be. Well, maybe I'll be here tomorrow. We might be tailgating because the football game. So
is the game on Friday?
Yeah, it's kind of ass. Friday at 7:30 versus Illinois.
Luke Jackson decided to go to Chicago instead of coming out to the Orange Out game tomorrow on Saturday.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Should have went to the KU Illinois game in lovely Lawrence, Kansas. The Pears of the Western Hemisphere. Some would say.
That's where I'm going to that tomorrow, and then I'll be in Chicago on Sunday.
He's like 100% joking, but like
I know. Yo,
I really the Kansas football team. I'm excited.
Illinois almost shit the bed and lost last week.
Jalen Daniels is actually supposed to be really hurt.
Jalen Daniels is supposed to play. He's supposed to play.
He's supposed to play. He's not supposed to start.
He's supposed to start.
No, he's supposed to play. He isn't. I saw that he wasn't starting. That Bean was starting, and that Daniels would play.
Last thing I saw was he's expected to start. So I don't know.
Is he JD6 or JD5?
Yeah.
No,
JD6.
I'm just really scared that last year was going to be a fluke. Going to look like the shit player he was when he came back.
Yeah, especially because the injuries now. Oh.
Dude, he was like, people don't realize
he was so good in the bowl game though.
He had his moments.
He was amazing the entire second half. That's why we came back.
Yeah,
and then
the first
Bean
half
fucked it up.
First half he was terrible. That's what I'm saying. Is like, okay, so last year when we went on the run, dude, Jalen Daniels was like the front runner, like Heisman.
For the Heisman. It was like him and CJ Stroud were the best 2 quarterbacks in the country.
In the country, like he was touching God. Like I don't know what he did, but he touched God for like.
Yeah, and I don't know if he'll ever be
games.
that good for an entire season, but he will still be still be a good.
I can't, like, people don't understand, like, Jalen Daniels touched God. Like, he if he didn't get hurt and he carried that on, I feel like he would have been the Heisman. He would have been Lamar Jackson. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he literally.
Yeah, because then KU maybe goes like 9-3 or something, and they're like, oh my god, this guy just basically did Lamar.
Yeah. So, and like when he came back, he lost the accuracy. There was like a point where he was the most accurate quarterback in college football. And he just like dropped to like 50% when he came back.
It's because, to be fair, that was unsustainable. So it's like
I know, but like, dude, I'm not saying that
he's not CJ Stroud. That's unsustainable. So
he never, since returning healthy, he hasn't been able to touch that. Also, is Daniel Highshaw like dead?
He scored the other day.
He did?
Yes, he scored the other day.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the game.
Yeah, because it's Mo State. Why would you watch the fucking game?
Yeah.
What did Jalen hurt?
Yeah, I thought Daniel Highshaw suffered a career-ending injury.
But he didn't, though. He's back, and he scored a touchdown.
Supposedly he's comeback player of the year.
Maybe. Probably. All right. Well, I'll see you maybe tomorrow. If I'm not.
Was Daniel Highshaw a 4-star or a 5-star?
Neither.
Can we all agree that our best players are all fucking Les Miles recruits?
Low key.
Still, for last year's roster was a fact. This year roster still, people don't realize. Yeah, Les Miles.
It's like Lawrence Arnold, Luke Grimm, Les Miles,
Jalen Daniels,
Les Miles,
Daniel Highshaw,
Les Miles,
Devin
Neal, Les Miles.
Literally, all our best players are Les Miles. Les Miles just couldn't coach anymore, but he could still fucking recruit. Kenny Logan, Les Miles.
Yeah, Les could fucking recruit. Les is a national champion. Nobody ever said he couldn't fucking recruit.
He's just like blonde.
That's what he was known for. He just loves tits, and unfortunately, LSU kind of hid that from everybody.
Yeah,
that's on the university
honestly,
though. It's not even on Les. The university didn't tell him.
It's not even Les Miles' fault. It's actually Jeff Long's fault because Jeff Long didn't do a normal hiring process. He immediately fired his coach and hired Les Miles without interviewing other candidates. So they're like, well, you just hired him out of nepotism. So that's why he got fired. He got scapegoated.
Who, Jeff Long?
No, Les Miles.
Well, that's just like the university basically was like, oh, you're telling me that you didn't talk to LSU about this, which LSU probably just didn't say anything about it. So it's not really Jeff Long's fault.
And like Les Miles, they're like, you didn't bring this up in your interview. He's like, well, I wasn't asked. I didn't have an interview. I was just handed the job.
Oh shit! And then they were like, okay, you guys got to get the fuck out of here. This is bad optics.
Yeah, this is like terrible optics.
That's really bad optics.
You literally just hired your boy.
You just said fuck it, and you hired your boy, and then also you didn't talk to the university, or the university didn't tell you about what went on shortly before he got fired.
Everyone though says like COVID ruined everything because like if people don't realize we were actually kind of decent. Like Les Miles' first season, like we were a competent football team. Like we were like very old school, just run it down their throat, and that's what we were gonna do. We'll run it down their throat and blitz the quarterback. That was like
Jalen got sent there to die as a true freshman in COVID.
Jalen
got sent out there to die.
That's because Carter Stanley died. People don't realize Carter Stanley was so good. Carter Stanley,
but he never had the faith of David Beatty.
I know, and then
they started Peyton Bender over him.
No, Jalen Daniels was my sophomore year. My freshman year, Carter Stanley,
senior Carter Stanley finally had the support of the coach because he went years under David Beatty with just getting benched all the time, and like Peyton Bender was a starter for a little bit.
Carter Stanley was a top 30, top 50 quarterback in college football.
He was. He was.
Okay, if the XFL,
we would have beat Texas. We would have beat Texas on the road that year if the refs didn't fuck up and leave too much time on the clock for their field goal.
If the XFL or USFL existed at that time, Carter Stanley would have gone.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Seeing some of the scrub QBs they have in there, he easily could have gone.
Like as soon as COVID hit, like Les Miles checked out. Les Miles checked out when
he was done.
He was done. But they said if COVID never hit, Les Miles probably would have gotten us to a bowl game. That's like legit. Like people think that they're like.
Well, I mean, Lance did it. Lance did it in his fucking second year with mostly less players. So
that's what I'm saying. And they're like, because supposedly Les stopped recruiting during COVID.
Yeah, take of that what you will. But all right, good KU football talk. I'll
all right.
Maybe see you boys tomorrow for the game. Peace.